Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the BBC. We're not keeping score on this one. Episode 40, 50, where are we at now? I don't even know anymore. It doesn't matter. This is a special episode, not our typical show that we do on every other Tuesday. This is our live showing of Delethris attempting to pick his kingdom, the kingdom of Bordweall. All right, you with us, D?
I most definitely am. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you to all of our people that are joining the live stream. Basically, want to show those of you that are curious about, how it's going down, what to expect, etc. So we'll kind of like we'll show a screenshot actually of my screen as I go through this, and I won't be going through it fast. You can actually kind of like pre-do it and test it, if I'm making sense. And once you get used to it, you can actually go fairly quickly on it. I do have kind of like a little hiccup that I'm not quite sure whether it's meant to be there or not, and I think it's still present there, and we'll address that when I get to that point. But basically, I think we're all familiar with how to get to the I got to take my push to talk off when I click the links of how to get to the domain and settlement selection.
We're going to switch over to that now.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so I'm on the domain and settlement selection thing, and I'm clicking here on Luna, and it loads up. And my apologies, I've got a slightly slower con than most people. And you can see we already have Bordweall is shown green for me because that's the kingdom that I've already picked. When we picked manually, and we addressed that in the last stream. So if I click on this, it lets me know, and most people are probably familiar with this, as to all the features that are inside. It gives me the estimated population, the rough breakdown of the tribes in here, etc. And this is on a kingdom level, the top professions, the notable professions, etc., etc. And I can click on look inside. And when I go to look inside, you can see I can mouse over the different duchies, and I can pick on any of these. In fact, just segueing very briefly, the kingdom capital, if I go back to the kingdom capital is located right here. This is in the Duchy of Foxworth. And I am not going to be claiming that, although it comes with the +1 wealth. Understand that towns or any settlement that is upgraded to a capital does not get a +1 wealth bonus to it. Only the starting capitals come with +1 wealth. The other ones are upgraded capitals, and they don't qualify for that +1. I'm not actually in the official COE Discord, but I was posted kind of like a Caspian's thing there, and I think most of you know I got no problem calling Caspian out if I think there's something wrong. But on this one, I think he's right. You can't expect to upgrade for me, at least my interpretation, I'm not saying that everybody interpreted it or even that they should have, but my interpretation is the starting cities are the ones that they placed on the map. What we do with them afterwards are basically upgraded settlements, and we do with them what we want, kind of thing. So Foxworth is being left alone. I'm looking at picking the slope and Blackburn Arch. So what happens is when I click on the slope, if I look inside, the claim option goes away. But since I know I'm going to be claiming the slope, I can click on claim. And then a little UI window comes up, and you'll see that this will be the same for counties as well. And it says you have titles for multiple duchies, you can claim them, etc. All must be within the same parent domain. So I would not, for example, be able to claim a duchy in Bordweall and then one in Fortuna, or Alicia or Kairos. They all have to be placed within Bordweall, but I can, and you'll see this, I can place them in different biomes. So we'll go ahead and it says he can claim a maximum of 2 duchies.
Oh, D,
So I'll go
D,
ahead.
the conspiracy theories are already starting now because we know that Blood Oak is going to be 4 or 5 duchies. Well, we're not sure what the rumor is at this point, and we also know that Alexander's an audio guest with us, and he normally doesn't speak up, but maybe he will this time. I don't know. But his icon is hiding your exact number of EP, and people are just losing their mind because they want to know how much EP
Well,
you have. Yeah.
would you look at that? I've come in handy.
I don't even mind if they see how much EP I got. It's not good. We've still got 2 years to buy EP for the EP store, so it's not a problem. So once I've picked that one, you can see that the slope is now highlighted, and you can see that the surrounding duchies that are eligible to be picked are kind of like in a darker color, and they have kind of like this kind of like golden yellow border around them. Foxworth was going to be my just kidding, Rugen. Let's see, Blackburn Arch was going to be my other duchy. So and you can see down here it says select more properties, 1 of 2 remaining. So I go ahead and click on Blackburn Arch. Nothing has changed down here at the bottom until I click on claim. So I click on claim, and now everything else is grayed out because there are no more duchies for me to look at. In fact, it now says that these are unavailable, and that's because I've claimed the 2 that were available to me, and I then click on continue. And when I click on continue, you get kind of like plenty of options, and I like what they've done here. You know, you're about to lay claim on the Duchy of the Slope, Blackburn Arch, are you sure? And you can cancel and go back and choose other ones, or obviously I would be clicking on confirm. And once you click on confirm, it automatically takes you into the county selection screen. And let's say that I'm going to claim Hathurst, and then you get the same thing. You get, the estimated populations, etc. You can either look inside to check closer if you wanted to, or you can claim. I'm going to go ahead and lay claim to this, and you get the same little screen, except now it applies to counties rather than duchies. You click on close, and now you'll see, and this is going to be of interest to the people that have multiple counties. You can see that the county that I claimed is here, and that I can choose any of the other counties that are still available and unclaimed that have a common border with the county that I claimed. For people that will have, 3, 4, 5, even 6 counties, when you click on another county and claim that, it will then show you what the remaining counties are. I advise you to be careful on this because, for example, and I'm just going to do this, let's say for this example, I'm going to choose Bucket Vale, right? If I click on Bucket Vale, and I'm not going to claim it right now because it will take me to the settlement screen, but if I was to click Bucket Vale, there would only be 2 counties now that I could choose, having chosen both of those. And that would be Beardale, because it has a common border with my 2 counties, Hathurst and Bucket Vale, or I could choose Stormtithe, because that also has the common borders with Bucket Vale and Hathurst here. And so I would not be able to, for example, choose Craghorn or Lower Agaland, because these only have 1 border with 1 county. It's always going to default. If there had been a county, for example, that I had 3 borders with, it would default to that one first. That is my understanding how the picking mechanism and how the picking algorithm.
So hypothetically, D, if you had 4 counties, you could pick Beardale, and then you could pick Stormtithe. Or would you have to pick a county that shares a common border with all three of your previous counties? Because that would be next to fucking impossible.
In this case, if I was to pick Beardale as well, I don't see one here that would have three borders with me. So I wouldn't be able to pick Mont Phoenix because it only has one border with Beardale. But I would be able to pick Crosspot Rock because it would have a border with Beardale and a border with Hathurst. I would be able to pick Hardstrand because although it's not much of one, right here where my little mouse is, there's a little bit of a border there, and that's one border with another county, and it would be... I wouldn't be able to pick it because we said Beardale would be the other one. So I wouldn't be able to pick Hardstrand. I wouldn't be able to pick Dewhaven. I wouldn't be able to pick Trent Cove. I would still be able to pick Stormtithe because it would have a common border with Hathurst and Bucket Vale, but I would not be able to pick Blackjewel Ridge because it only has one common border with Bucket Vale, and Craghorn only has one common border with Bucket Vale also. So those would not be available.
That's the common misperception in the community right now is if you have four counties, you pick a third county, then your fourth county must touch all three of your previous counties. And that, a lot of people think that, but the only way that would happen is if you came to a county junction where four counties literally met at a X, that's the only way that would ever happen. And it's not going to happen very often in this world. Your fourth county, it will have to share more than one border to your previous cluster.
Yeah, and something I guess that I want to piggyback. I think that's a good point, Nozzle, and thank you for bringing that up. Something I want to piggyback on this. I'm picking first, right? So none of these other counties are taken. I've got like an open field, so to speak, to pick from. But let's say that Beardale County and Stormtithe County had been picked. Let's say I was a count and I was further down in the picking range, and Beardale County and Stormtithe County had already been picked. Then what would happen, even those were the two kind of like first options, because they've already been picked, it would then default for me to pick whichever county I wanted that just had one common border. So at that point, I could pick Lower Angel Land, Craghorn, Blackjewel. Stormtithe would have been taken. So, any of the other ones that have a single border with any of the existing counties.
So it's going to force you to cluster them as much as possible. But in the event that other counties are claimed, it will potentially allow you to snake if there's no other option.
That is correct. It will allow you to snake up until the point where you can't snake anymore. And if you still have titles, county titles, my understanding is you basically lose them. So, at that point, you might want to back out of this. I don't know if you'll be able to reclaim one of the county titles, melt it in for some EP on your account or something like that. But again, this is something that I praise them for doing. There are options to kind of like undo and go back, at every stage of this. So you really can take your time, as long as you're not paranoid that somebody else is going to snake your pick. And I guess I do have that luxury of being able to just mess around. Go to Hathurst, claim, and then I go, let's say, Trent Cove and claim. You'll see it now says there are 0 of 2 remaining. And again, you'll be getting messages for those of you with multiple packages. It'll be saying, 3 of 5 remaining or 2 of 6 remaining, whatever your case might be. And then I go ahead to continue. Oh, and the other thing I want to, let me just quickly go back on. The other thing I want to note is this area here is the slope and this is grasslands. And this area here is a different biome. This is the woodland savanna. And as long as you're, if you have a double duchy, or if you're going to be placing and your duke has a double or triple or I've heard in some cases quadruple duchies. You can place across that border of that biome and that duchy as long as it's already been recognized as being melded into one duchy. Because what you will see here is when I click on continue, and it takes me down to, and I'll confirm, it takes me down to the settlement level, you'll see that that line here has now gone. There is no line that is breaking this county, defining it as two counties, because in essence, it's been merged and blended into one. And so I now here have a county that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 settlements in it. And here is where I have my quandary. Because let's say that I wanted to pick the town of Watchmill, right? I click on Watchmill, and it says that I have 253 extra population and that I have 50 extra parcels. So that's all good. It tells me that it's going to be really low sustainability, and it gives me a little pop-up window saying what my extra parcels and what my extra population came from. And I go to click on claim, and what happens here is that it only shows the bonuses that I'm getting from my villager tokens. I have 8 villager tokens, which increases my potential population by 8. And for every 5 villager tokens, you get 1 parcel. So it shows that I have really, really cool and high sustainability. There's that that little window that pops up, telling you where you're getting how your sustainability is calculated. And it says, and I get this little thing saying multiple titles. And then it says, you have additional titles that are being applied to your settlement. This will affect the sustainability of your settlement's population. You may wish to use fewer titles. Completely unused mayor titles can be sent to other players or traded in for exposition points. So again, if at this point you have a county that you weren't able to use, you want to cancel out and try go back and trade in your county title for expo points. And then it says, all domain titles used to claim kingdoms, duchies, or counties are considered used and cannot be sent to other players or traded in. So it's basically saying that they have been used, but that usage is not reflected in this sustainability bar. And it's not reflected in this estimated population. And my only 2 options are to cancel or to continue. Now, it might very well be possible that these are just factored in and included, right? And that they shouldn't be showing up. But my concern is that if you have the option of not using all of your titles, is that if I click continue and then I go ahead and confirm, it is now basically taking me to the area where I name my property, and I can change the names. You can't use the same name, so I can't name the Duchy Blood Oak and the County Blood Oak. I would have to kind of like give them unique names. And then if I hit submit, nowhere has it shown me that it's confirmed that I'm actually upgrading to the capital city that I am expecting. And so I don't want to be stuck in a situation like with some of these things, like they have, hey, when you choose your server, you're stuck. If you want to settle on NA East and you chose NA West by accident, they can't back that out. So I would like to have, before I choose, I would really, really like to get a confirmation from the studio that yes, those are factored in. So I'm gonna, from here, I can't hit cancel and I don't want to hit submit because it might lock me in. From here, I have to click the back tab and start over again. But I don't want to be stuck in, as I say, in that situation. I don't know if people are kind of like understanding the kind of like the quandary that I have here of, wow, do I pull the trigger and then if there's a glitch or a bug here, I'm fucked and I'm stuck with a town instead of a capital?
So what you're telling me is we're not actually selecting your duchy and settlement live?
If
It feels like we've been here before.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, at this moment in time, I don't want to pull the trigger because, as I say, if they say, hey, you should have stopped at that point, you recognize there was a bug, and no, you had to go click on that submit button, then we can't go back and make these changes.
Snipe said you can click the X on the you can claim your property on the selected server now. Apparently, he's like me, and it's bothering him. So if you could go ahead and close that X out up there so we don't have to look at that bar anymore.
Alrighty. Thanks for joining us, Snipe. Are you able to see, were you here to see kind of like what my quandary is, Snipe?
Oh, you could click on the X in the name panel to back out of it.
Oh, to back out of it. Okay. So yeah, so if I click on continue and confirm, and I get to my counties, and I go ahead and claim those, and then I click on continue, and then I will go to claim. This is where I'm at here. It's at this screen right here is where my concern is.
The UI is telling you, please choose how many titles you would like to apply, but there's no drop down or no option to choose the titles.
Or there's nothing to say you've used all your titles kind of thing, It says all domain titles used to claim kingdom, duchies or counties are considered used. But it's not saying that all of my titles are being used.
Oh, you haven't used your titles because if it added an additional 250 minions here, you wouldn't have a blue sustainability.
My sustainability wouldn't be at blue, and I wouldn't be at +8 on my population here. I'd be showing the +253 that shows right here when I have the when I have the settlement highlighted.
So I'm actually thinking about this now. What if, because you've already used the two Duke packages that you have, if you had an extra mayor package at this point, you would be able to select it and say, I don't want to use that. But since you've already used your Duke package to select the second duchy, you do not have any packages that are not used. Therefore, that screen will not show anything else.
It's possible, but to me, what makes sense is that it would then say, I don't have an option, that all those titles are being used and I don't have an option to back out. Therefore, it should just say all your titles have been used, and my sustainability should show me the one red bar that it's showing up here. There is an inconsistency between what I'm seeing here as I move my mouse around and what I am seeing here as I move my mouse around. Now, if those titles are included and it will automatically upgrade me to a capital and there's nothing to worry about, I'm fine. I'm good with that. But I don't know that, and I don't want to take that risk.
Snipe did say he's seeing what he can find out for you real quick. I don't know if he's yelling across the office or what, but he did say he was going to inquire about it. We did get confirmation earlier that they're working on it.
They are aware of it, correct. So, it's not being ignored, and thank you to the devs for that. Stellafinia, I can try that, although I believe it won't let me continue. Let me cancel and let me kind of like go back. Go back to county choices. If I try to click just one and I go claim, if I can try and click continue with only one of two, but it tells me you've selected fewer counties than your titles allow. You can send unused titles to somebody else, but you'll not be able to claim additional property for yourself if you continue.
Hey,
I'll
D,
go ahead and
try this. Go back to
I'll-
one duchy.
I'll go back to one duchy, okay?
We got 100 people watching you blunder around trying to figure this out, though.
Okay, so I click on the, it was in the slope, I think.
I'm
So-
pretty sure that it works because I'm looking over here at the Celine maps, and there's now 3 capital settlements in the Two Kingdom one, where I believe, per the map regulations, there should only
Did they start as capitals, or were they upgraded to capital?
if I remember correctly, I think there was only supposed to be 1 capital per kingdom, which means that they would be upgraded capitals. Or at least
Then
one of them would be an upgraded capital.
Yeah, when I spoke to, when I was chatting with the Monarchs about this earlier today in Monarchs chat, they were basically saying, "Oh, we didn't even bother. We just have the one duchy, and we clicked our duchy, and we clicked the county we knew, and we clicked the town we knew, and just went confirm, and that was it." So they didn't really notice this kind of like discrepancy again, which is fine because they didn't have them.
Where?
But let me go
Where are we seeing multiple capitals at on the map? Because I'm not seeing that at all.
on
Celine.
Celine apparently.
In Celine,
Oh,
Alakazam, and I'm going to butcher this, Damalian? Whatever.
Damalian, I think. Damalian Empire.
Damalian has 3. So
Okay.
I'm guessing he's the double kingdom up there, and he now has 3 capitals. Alakazam has 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
So does Arcadia.
So I've done this on the single settlement thing, as Stelfania had suggested, and I'm going to lay claim to.
Okay, yeah, I can confirm that too.
And now you see, now it's not giving me the multiple county option. It's not giving me the multiple, it's not giving me the sustainability or how many things I have applied to here, etc. Do you see the difference here? It's going from this, claim, confirm, directly to this.
Did it give you the option to select multiple counties within the same duchy?
No, that's what I'm saying. It didn't do. Whereas if I quickly juggle back to duchy choices and do the 2, and I'll just whiz through this because you guys have seen this already.
I think another piece of it is that you're only using 1 ducal package at that point, or your monarch package at that point. So therefore, you don't get the other county option unless you select the other duchy.
Yeah, one of your counties is connected to one of your duchies.
Yes, but it should still be giving me the bonus for the additional duchy, right? And that's what it's saying here. It's now saying that I have the 2. I now have the double county here. I can click on it. Doesn't matter. Let's click on Darkspring. Again, I get the 253 edition plus the 50 parcels. It shows me that it's 1 red sustainability, and if I'm not going to move the mouse so that you can see that window, and I'm getting the 49 parcels for each additional duke or duchy's title. So at this moment in time, the program, the app is recognizing that I have that extra 1, that extra 50, right? Because it's 49 from my extra duchy title and an extra 1 for every 5 villager tokens. And that's what's giving me this plus 50 right here. And so the app is recognizing that I do have that extra duchy title. Yet when I go to claim, it's not recognizing it here, and it's not letting me add it in. And it says, please choose how many additional titles you would like to apply. So at this point, and again, maybe it's the semantics and I'm reading it wrong, I would expect to see something like a drop-down menu or say, add that Dutchy title, click, the sustainability would change, and I would then click on continue to confirm.
So Snipe,
I don't know if I'm making sense.
You're making sense. Snipe said it looks to me like it's not recognizing your Monarch title as your highest title, in the stack. So it's not counting your ducal titles as extra in that pop-up, not giving you the option to apply them or not. I'm still talking to the team about it, but that could be problematic for you right now if I'm right. And we did actually explore this earlier, D, before the stream when we were digging through all the stuff that you have, pages and pages of stuff that you have. Your Monarch title was not there, but your Dutchy title was. And we attributed that to being that it was already taken out because you had placed the kingdom already. So
Correct.
That may be causing this error here that we're seeing because that title is still not in your stack.
And that might be useful information for you there, Snipe, that I'm not going to go into my, my personal inventory here on screen because there are personal details like emails and stuff like that I don't want to show. But the only thing in my inventory that it showed was a Dutchy title, a Dutchy package kind of thing. So yeah, it might be that's where the issue is. So I'm taking it, Snipe, that it's probably, there's no rush. I don't have to pick tonight, right? We've got today, we've got Saturday, Sunday, and actually Monday, I think, as well. So there's my God, I got to pick. But
yeah, the real easy fix is for them to just add a Monarch title back to your inventory, and because it's not like you're going to be able to claim another kingdom somewhere, they're all claimed already, and then let you test again and see if you get the option for the additional titles.
Yeah, or they can make a dummy account on their test server and play around with it. It's probably the quicker way to do it, because then they're clicking and going through it quickly instead of kind of like trying to filter it through me, etc.
It was a town.
Snipe, it was a town. Let me go back. I'll show it to you on the screen. Actually, let's go back. Let me go back to county choices. I'll click Hathurst, claim, and it's given me the thing if you've got two properties, click another one. All of this is work. I'll click on Trent Cove this time. Click on continue. I hadn't clicked. So you click on claim first, then on continue. Click confirm. And then watch mill. Okay? So when I click on claim on watch mill, Snipe, this is where it's not showing up and where the discrepancy is between the UI window that shows me I do have those bonuses. So the app is recognizing that I have the extra titles. And then here it's saying I have the extra titles, but then it's not applying them.
Yeah, it showed it for a half second there, as Ravenloot said. And Snipe said that the outreach team is looking into it right now. But he advises you not to make a pick right now just to be safe. And Katie says if you do end up picking these two counties, your county's going to look like a drunk music note.
Hey, that's one of the more polite things I've been called today, right? So, yeah. Alrighty. So, I guess I can, try show other people other things if they have requests for a specific thing, but it, again, would be skewed if I was to show you stuff because, it's applying my bonuses and everything. But if people have questions either of me or of Snipe or of Noslim, Ravenloot is here and they are very, very well informed, kind of like on the domain and settlement selection process. Then, feel free to ask questions and we'll try and answer them. This is, actually we're 40 minutes in, so it's not going to be that much shorter than a regular stream, but we're here to
and Snipe said that town might not actually upgrade to a capital anyway. Why wouldn't it? Because the minimum parcels is 34 plus your 50. That's 84. You need 81 for a capital. this would at
Yep.
minimum make it 84. Why wouldn't it be a capital snipe? That's very
It,
confusing.
yes, it's 34 at a minimum plus 50 is above the 81 minimum for a capital, and I forget what it is for a city. It should upgrade to a city.
Yeah, Ravenloot said it should. You only lose 1 from the token, so it still hits the 81 minimum.
Yeah, and even let's go to use this.
Snipe just didn't do the math. He was like, "Fuck you guys!
Count.
I'm not adding shit on your stream for you. Figure it out yourself." And don't blame him there. Yep.
No, but even if it didn't count, that's 1 less. So 49 plus 34 is still 83.
Yep.
So it should still go with that.
It's going to be a shitty capital, but it's still going to be a capital, right? Or you're going to dump a bunch of that EP that we have hidden into it. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah, there's as people have seen, there's a fair amount of that EP, but yeah.
Nim says he didn't do it, and normally Nim is the one that breaks stuff around here, so he's passing that baton on to you today, and seems to be quite proud of that.
Not a worry. So I will follow Snipe's suggestion, and it was, as I said, I would be reluctant to do it anyway, in case it was an irreversible selection, and it would be, sorry, D, you clicked confirm and we can't undo it, and I don't want to put either myself, the community, our community of Blood Oak in particular, or the devs into that kind of a situation.
So we have a question from Zombie. Zombie and 3 other counts want to be close to each other in the same duchy. How good are the chances if one count has super slow pick times? Well, that's entirely dependent on how heavily populated that duchy is. If certain duchies are at capacity and you wouldn't even be able to get one of your friends in there, whereas others have several open counties, it's going to be entirely dependent on the duchy that you're selecting into and how much availability they have.
Yeah, there's no way of predicting who else on the entire server may or may not be viewing any one of those four counties,
Hey Nas, I did link an image in our little chat. If you want to put that up, it does show what it's supposed to look like to select your duchies and titles added to the selection.
I'm scared to click it.
Cool. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I don't trust this guy, Alec. I'm not sure what he's trying to throw on the stream here. Let me pull it up on my phone.
I can guarantee you it's safe.
Somebody's asking me to pick a fort. I can't pick a fuck. We don't have any forts where I'm picking. We're all peace-loving people. We don't need forts. Just come.
So what's my opinion on upgrading a village to a town with the extra mayor package? I mean, if that's what you're going to be looking for, then go for it. The mayor package is, I think, a very reasonable price at $85 a pop right now, right? I mean, that's like, wow, go for it. To answer Seal Puppy, have we noticed any pull from the other settlements, or can you all tell yet? So it's not updating to sustain. I haven't been able to tell because I'd be able to kind of check these settlements all around me first and make a note of them, and then making my selection, see if their population had dropped any at all, Seal Puppy. But I don't have that. Where's that one coming from?
That's the one sneaky. Apparently, it came from Nim, and Alec sent it to me, and I looked at it on my phone, and it didn't look like it had any adult material in it, like he normally tries to send.
I told you, gosh, ye have little faith.
So I went ahead and put it up, but that is what it's supposed to look like. So you're actually supposed to see those additional title stacks and a ticker up and down, which you're not seeing.
Which I'm not seeing, so I'm right. Okay, cool. So then it's just a matter of leaving it in the devs' hands and having them sorted out. I have tried ArtStealer. I have tried using a different browser. I did use. I'm on Google Chrome, and I have tried it on Explorer as well. And I would imagine that it should work on one of those at least. You know.
It won't reduce their sustainability. Other settlements will only be affected if they're literally subsumed by your upgrades. It's all or nothing. So I didn't follow the conversation because I was busy playing with other things here, but I assume that the question was, in regards to upgrading this town into a capital, will it pull resources from the neighboring villages and whatnot, which had been hinted at very early on in development. But now that we're here, I've been telling people all week for the last couple of weeks, I don't think that's going to happen. But I think what Snipe is saying here is if you have 6 counties and you have ridiculous numbers of parcels, and it's you can take up to a quarter of the county in a settlement. I think that's the max. But so if your settlement grows to the point that it literally physically absorbs a nearby village, then that is possible. But as far as pulling NPCs from a village, like if your capital expands literally to the doorstep of a hamlet's zone but doesn't overtake it, I think that hamlet will still stand. Is that what you're hinting at, Snipe?
Yeah, and I think Nim confirmed that as well.
And that's actually good to know, because a lot of people. Exactly. Okay. Snipe said exactly. So a lot of people have been concerned with that. And, you have mayors that have been with the community for years and years. And, they were told that early on, which, that may have been the intention early on before the algorithm came into being and things changed with development. We get that. But they still have this misconception in the back of their head that, my count is going to upgrade his town to a city, and then it's just going to completely destroy all the NPCs out of my village because he's going to pull from them. That's not the way things work today. That's not the way this is going to go down. So you guys can put the guns down. It's going to be just fine.
I would imagine, Nim, that would be at the claiming point, right? But yeah, speculation on my part. I do want to give a shout out. Thank you everybody. Nice large crowd, over 100. I do want to give a shout out actually to Vornair. Adam said that he's going to be streaming his pick tonight. I think it was at 10 p.m. Eastern on his Twitch channel. Vornair really supported us in our last stream and came and I want to return the favor. Snipe, props and respect and kudos to you for coming in and taking your time to be with us and try and answer these concerns and kind of like be able to see what is happening here so that you can better explain it also to the dev team. And hopefully in the next couple of days we get a response and an answer on to how to do this,
Oh, shout out for Vornair. Alliance confirmed. You assholes. The town crier, Vornair, they've always, not always been nice to us, but for the most part, they've done a very good job of trying to recognize the efforts that we're doing, and we've done the same. Historically, I've never had nothing but good things to say about the town crier when they're actually streaming streams and not taking a 6-month hiatus. But no, that was really cool, D, and I agree with you, and I appreciate that sentiment, because I was going to do it whether you did it, if you didn't do it, and then I was going to have to worry about taking my licks later. But hopefully, I know I'll be watching it later tonight because all my wife and all my kids are out of the house, so I have some peace and quiet tonight. But I want to see him pick. I want to see this process go through, and hopefully he has more success than you do here. So you may just have a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
minor hiccup with your account going on.
Yep. So hopefully you guys saw, although you didn't see me kind of like confirm the pick, you kind of like saw where I'm going to be picking. You saw, how the picking mechanics go, how the mechanics go for, if you've got multiple domains, whether that's duchies or counties, you've got a little bit of a heads up as to how those mechanics are going to be working. That if you only pick one, and you can carry on and only pick one, but you do get the little warning windows. And again, shout out to those that designed this app, that there really are a lot of stop gaps and say, hey, confirm that this is what you want to be doing, and we're explaining what you want to be doing, which is why, again, I hesitated when I didn't see that confirmation window come up that people have confirmed that, yeah, I should be seeing that on there. All right. Let's see. I did try it Lash, I think that's Lash there. I did try it from the same original county, because I tried Bucket Vale next to Hathurst, and those are both in the grasslands. So we've tried a whole bunch of permutations and combinations as to what the issue might be without any kind of like fun, or without any success. Anyhow, anybody got any last minute questions here for us?
I'm going to click off of your flickering screen here and go back to just me. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of like from the Discord, because my screen isn't flickering. It's probably, with a rate on that,
Yeah, it's probably your connection. But I think overall it went good. We had a good turnout. You got your little issue with your account. We got all boots on the ground taking a look at that. So they've been very responsive to this issue. And as you said, they've designed this pretty what I call marine proof. Any dummy can do it. So yeah, I like to see that, and hopefully we get it resolved shortly. But sorry we couldn't pick live on stream tonight. We really wanted to do that for you guys, but hopefully, as Dee said, Adam will be a little more successful here in an hour and 10 minutes when he streams live on his personal Twitch. It's not the Town Crier, it's his personal Twitch. So I'll be looking forward to that as well.
Yep. Alrighty. Take care, everybody. We will be having our regular BBC this coming Tuesday, and we got some topics for that. And we'll probably do a little bit of update of, where we're at, because the Dukes will have started picking there, and we'll be able to kind of like investigate some of that stuff. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Snipe. Noz, thanks as always for producing. Alex, thanks for being here as our audio guest and helping mod. Same with Katie, moderating in the text channel. And we'll see, hopefully, many of you this coming Tuesday evening. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Take care.